Welcome back to another episode and part 2 at Kinghorn Golf Club. We are playing the back 9, starting off here, number 10, par 4. It is a slight sort of tabletop green there that you will see, and the wind really affecting. Just sort of reflecting on the front 9 that we played, was really impressed with some of the holes. The course is so fast, the greens are just immensely fast, just immaculate in places. You just have to be so accurate and just really pinpoint. I managed to get a couple of long putts to land, and there was a couple of lip outs that I could have really been, I think maybe 2 or possibly 3 shots better off. So I can't even imagine being 3 over through 9. That would be an absolutely incredible, almost professional score for me. But yes, as we get into the back 9 then, the sun started to come out sort of later on in the day. It was absolutely gorgeous here. It's the third shot, just a little dink onto the green. There you'll see I thought it would run faster, but just not quite a long putt for par. And you'll see I was really kind of distracted almost by just how tremendous the day turned out to be. It was a lovely sort of late morning, early afternoon round. Onto the 11th. This is actually one of the surprising holes of the round. This is an over 200 yard par 3. It's about 240 yards on the day, with the flag not bottom left there. It was almost just in the middle of the green. So I decided to take my driver, 240 yards, par 3, very strange one. I don't really have a club apart from my driver that I believe that I could hit maybe accurately enough. The 3 wood is quite inconsistent at the minute, so I'm not really hitting it as much. The driver it probably would have went, it wasn't a full shot, but it probably could have went probably over the back of the green if it had landed on the fairway, but it landed in the rough and it got caught up in the grass. Probably good to save me from one of these awkward shots. But the second shot was poor, leading to a third shot which was also quite poor. Should have landed it a lot shorter. And yeah, once you get up to the back 9 of Kinghorn, it's an absolutely glorious place to be, especially when the sun is out and it's just absolutely tremendous weather, gorgeous views. The course was relatively quiet. I was surrounded by a couple of people, but yeah, nothing too strenuous. And look at the views. So you come back down the hill for hole number 12. It is absolutely glorious. A lot of fairway to play with to the right hand side there. 12 and 13 share the fairway. So yeah, just a really wide open hole. You can score really well or you can score really poorly on this hole. You can see the sun's not quite out yet, 425 yards downhill. I almost adopted some kind of Scotty Scheffler-esque drive. And you'll see there the right foot just goes wild there for some reason. I'm not really too sure why. But on 11 and 12 that kind of happened, and yeah, I'm not really sure. I didn't get as much on it as I hoped. It was almost a slice, but the 5-iron, 233 yards, it rolled much further than I would usually hit a 5-iron. Left me with a simple putt, but it was off the green, just 25 yards. The grass had been just mowed, so it was very fast, and maybe not quite. I'm probably, looking back, reflecting, of course, should have hit this harder, but almost intimidated by how fast the greens were, really. And of course, being a 21 handicap for this course, it is only a par 65 playing from the yellow tees. It is a couple over, more than that, sorry, on the white tees, which a lot of the members sort of advise you to play off the white tees. It's like proper links golf, but Yeah, playing off the yellow tees, it is a par 65. Back up the hill then for 13. I always thought that this should really be stroke hole 1. It's up the hill. The wind always seems to be against me here. Yeah, there's rough to the left. Like there's a road actually that's right up to the left as well. You'll see this drive. I get a lot of it, but it's not the best. And it is unfortunately going to end up in the rough. It's 430 yards also, just the sheer distance. And somehow managed to find my ball in this absolute thick nettles in there as well. Trees, just bushes, absolute, just, yeah. It was just a case of getting it out. Scrapping away at the long grass. Back into the middle of the fairway. And giving myself 97 yards left. As I said, I was very much distracted on this back nine, just taking in the course. It was an absolutely glorious day. You'll see the sun is out now completely, and it's going to be out for the rest of the round. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this hole, it took a slight bounce. There was just some debris on the green there, which made it roll out a lot further than I'd hoped for. I thought I hit quite a good shot. But yeah, not quite, and it is going to be a 2-putt for a double bogey. Already doubling my score, and we're only on, well, we still have quite a lot of holes left to play. This is also a par 3 uphill. It is going to be just around sort of 200 yards. These holes really are the ones I struggle on. The back nine at Kinghorn's very tough. It's 199 yards. As you'll see, the 14th, I'm plus 12. I was plus 6 only through 9 holes, and already 6 shots over in the back 9. Absolutely just incredible views. Again, as you can see, just right across the Firth of Forth there, it's just an absolute glorious body of water, especially in this weather. A couple of ships going past. There's some islands out there as well. It is just a real gorgeous place to play golf, and I did get distracted, like I said multiple times, just the surroundings and where you are, and just the absolute pristineness of the course itself. Scoring took a real backseat for me, and I was just out there enjoying myself. I think if you do have courses like that, you worry less about sort of scoring. You just want to hit some good shots. You just want to play as well as you can, and an absolute slow-mo shot here. It's almost like the Nike advert for 2024. Nike Golf Ultimate Rookie represents. Moving on to probably one of the most picturesque par 3s. I think for this one it is probably the second best one for me, but absolutely gorgeous views. Look at the water. There's nothing really too dangerous here. The bunker on the left, I think, has actually been removed, and on the right there, just before the wall, is the tee box for hole number 16. But look at that, absolutely gorgeous. So I thought I would just let this whole video play out, not using a tee. We're off the mats. The mats are rather spongy as well, so I didn't really get the best contact on it, and I'm not entirely 100% sure why the mats are out for certain holes. But 145 yards, it is downhill. It is an 8-iron that I'm using. Just wanted to get a comfortable swing on it, nothing too strenuous. Just making sure there, and it turned out to be a good contact, just a slight hook, and you'll see to the left there, the green does slide off down the hill, and I just caught the lip, the front of the green, and tried to overcompensate with a really poor birdie putt, way too long, leaving me with a par opportunity. It was a good putt, but just faded off at the end there. As we move on to hole number 16, it is a par 4. Again, look at the absolutely stunning views. the old Tom Morris course. I actually only recently found out when I was creating the first video, sort of editing and stuff like that, that golf has actually been played here since 1812. It is the 7th oldest golf course in the world. Absolute glorious piece of history. The Kinghorn Golf Club itself was created in 1887, but golf itself has been played here since 1812. Absolute glorious glory. I'm well into that, the historical golf information. And if you're not, then unfortunately I've just bored you, so apologies. 120 yards remaining on the second shot. Glorious blue seas down the hill there. I thought this was going to end up in the bunker. It was a slight hook and just got really, really lucky with that one. And this chip is glorious. It was sitting up in the grass. Managed to get right under it, giving myself a realistic chance for par. And my putts had been on it, really, in the front nine, but fell away a little bit. But managed to salvage this one. Look at that, just dropping in. Absolute glorious putt there. Perfect. Inch perfect to remain at plus 14. Which is disappointing in itself. This is the most picturesque hole, I believe, on the whole course. The par 3 17th. I got a little extra footage on the tee box. It is a little bit blurry, but you're surrounded by these beautiful yellow flowers, yellow bushes. They smell absolutely glorious as well. You can see right across the water into Edinburgh, that is, over there. Some islands in the water also. The beautiful little, I'm not sure if it's, I think it's classed as a village, Kinghorn. And then you can see over there is the green. It almost feels, every time like I go to hit my shot here, it almost feels like I'm hitting a shot just into the abyss. Like I'm trying to land the ball almost in this little island in the water. 155 yards. I am going to take a 7-iron. Wasn't entirely sure if I'd be able to make it there. A 6-iron, probably like an 80, sort of 90% 6-iron would have been better here. But making a really good, sort of good contact on it. It did not land on the green. It landed just short, and we are going to have to chip on. Which, I mean, realistically, I was having a really good day. I was enjoying myself. Look at the glorious views. Just taking that all in. The chip turned out to be a really, really good chip as well. 35 yards, just up here onto the tabletop. And an opportunity for par, but unfortunately didn't quite make it. And we are going to be plus 15 as we move on to the 18th and final hole. Again, it is just another short par 3. The flag is not quite as far left. It is more central than that today. But everything flows kind of from left to right here, so I am aiming more left. The flag is actually just to the right of that sign there. So I am just aiming slightly left to catch the hill, because the green is very fast. I didn't expect, to be honest, I didn't expect to hold it on the green. 136 yards. But it turned out to be a really, really good shot. Final tee shot. And the only green in regulation in this whole 9 holes here. The birdie putt wasn't to be, and the par putt again was not to be. So for the round, I am going to be plus 16, which is still 5 better than my handicap. So we can have a little look. It will be a split screen for the scorecards. You can see the smile on my face as I come off the course. That's just, yeah, really, really enjoyed that one. So plus 6 on the front 9, plus 10 on the back 9. Back 9 is probably more realistically where I'm at. 4 out of 6 fairway regulation, 3 out of 4 fairway and regulations on the back. So out of 10 we managed to hit 7 fairways in regulation, which I'm pleased with. But the greens in regulation was only 3 out of 18. And to be plus 16 in a course where I should be plus 21 is just an absolute positive for me as well. Really, really enjoyed it. If you are in the area, I would absolutely 100% recommend playing Kinghorn. It is one of those hidden gems really that never really come up. It gets sort of outclassed by St Andrews and King's Barnes, but absolutely 100% if you can, play Kinghorn. Lovely, lovely piece of history. So thank you very much to everyone. Appreciate you for watching. If you can, please give it a like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.